Cheers, man.
Alright, I was going to do this Instagram live with this camera, but it's got very wet up here. So I'm on in the Snowdon National Park, and I was actually looking for somewhere that there was absolutely no signal, so we found it. Here we are east of the mountain, and we are on the miners track. So if I just spin this back round, you'll see the view again. There we go. So that's where we are. And what we're doing is, at the minute, we're doing a proof of concept. So we're using the OneWeb terminal back here, which is movable terminal, so that can go onto a vehicle, onto a boat, and it can go anywhere that you can get a vehicle or a boat to. And essentially what I'm doing is I'm using internet from space to transmit to you now from Snowdon National Park. This area that we're in now has zero signal. We've all tried on the team to get signal here, so we're pretty sure this is probably the first time that we've ever done, or anyone's ever done, a video transmission from here. I'm going to spin the camera around so you can see the terminal. There we go. So that would then mount on top of a vehicle or on top of a boat. And not only does that allow me to be able to send messages, emails from remote places, but also, let me spin this around like that. What that also does is allow me to do a live transmission. So if you think about it from central, for example, being able to connect, but also back to, let me spin this down. It's probably easier for me to do it this way, but also to be able to connect teams all over the world. So by the end of this month, the final launch of satellites will be going up. Which means that the network will have all of the satellites up in space, which will allow for a full global network of satellites. And so for people like me who live and work in remote places around the world, this just opens up so many options. So I'm just going to spin the phone round and see if I can get some questions from you guys about the kit and about where it can be used. Sorry, that was Brady, our cameraman, who was filming there, that just ended up in there. Excellent. So people can hear us, which is a good start. What's the weather like? It's freezing up here. It's I think it was about 8 degrees and it's been snowing. We were up on the top yesterday looking for somewhere to do this, but it was still wintry conditions up there. Right, let's see what questions. Sorry, I'm tripping up here. Will this be available for mountain rescue? So obviously it's a satellite communication system, and if it's portable, if you can get it onto your vehicle, then you can use it. It's also, you can then link from there and still be able to get signal all over the mountain. In mountain rescue, I'd imagine you're still going to be using your radios, but then once you can have reliable connection to Wi-Fi, you can then send either pictures, videos, reports straight back to HQ. I'm going to spin this round so that you guys can see me, because this is and there's about 580 odd at the minute, and there is going to be another launch at the end of this month, which then gives a full global coverage around the world. So there is something coming in the pipeline, which means that this terminal here will be much smaller and portable, person portable, which then opens up the whole world of comms again. It's going to spin this round, and you can look at the waterfall while I read some more questions. Couple of questions are, can you use it anywhere, and what about the charge? So this bit of kit will also be plugged into the vehicle. Sorry, can you hear me? Plugged into the vehicle, and at the minute it's running off a battery pack. We'll probably have about 8 to 10 hours use, but once you then plug that in, so if you think about in a rural community being able to plug that in and then running cables from that, everyone in that town or village then has Wi-Fi. Let me just get a couple more questions.
What's that OneWeb? It's from OneWeb. But these pictures OneWeb yet. OneWeb.
So there's a couple of questions about, are there any black spots for the kit to be used? Anywhere that this piece of kit can see the sky, you will effectively be able to have comms. So it's the same as anything else. You do need to, it depends where it's going to be placed. But ultimately, we've chosen here, I'm going to show you where we are. We've chosen a place that traditionally would be not very good for getting signal on a satellite phone. For example, we're in a big bowl here, and the weather's pretty bad. Let me show you. So at the minute, on this trip here, we've been using this kit and working with Serve On. So these are international search and rescue teams. There's a few of them standing right here, and using the kit to be able to link these guys up on the ground. But more importantly, we were chatting about how this could be useful. These guys have just got back from Turkey, and they were saying that it would have been amazingly important to be able to film a situation, to film a building, to film an area, and then send that out to all other relevant parties instead of trying to get on a phone. Often in disaster relief areas, there's no communication through the phone network, as satellite networks being patchy. Sorry, just clean that. And so what they were saying about being able to send real-time live video streaming from that area would have been exceptionally good. So it has lots of very good uses, real use systems. Let me just see if I can get a couple more questions. Sorry about the camera steaming up, but it's pretty wild here. Yeah, so how many OneWeb satellites are up there now? There's about 584, I think, if I got my numbers right. And by the end of this month, with the final launch, it will be full global coverage, low Earth orbit coverage of Earth. So that effectively means that you can have good, reliable, consistent comms anywhere on the planet. This is actually an amazing place to test it. No one on the crew here has any signal and hasn't for a couple of kilometers that way and that way. So it's a bit of a game changer for remote communities, but also organisations that are like search and rescue, first responders into disaster zones, and also people like myself who work in extreme remote locations around the world. So being able to have comms is ultimately key to, for me anyway, safe expeditions. Now just turn it around and get a few more questions. I did one, so I'm just reading these out. Alright, another question is how quickly was it to set up? This is the box that the terminal comes in, so at the minute this is 30 kilos, so we drag it up the hill here from the vehicle. But this probably takes about 15 minutes to get fully set up. And everyone on the crew here is also, so you know, everyone on the crew here is also on the network at the minute. So it has huge capabilities in areas where lots of multiple users can connect, and not just connect, but also being able to deliver information at high speeds and low latency. I'm going to spin it around and get a few more questions. Right. The other questions were, how long did it take for all of us and the crew up here to get internet from when it was set up? And it was about 4 minutes. I did say earlier on everyone was connected, so I'm going to spin round and show you the hardcore team that's up here. So this is all the guys from OneWeb, also Servon, and also our mega guide from Brennan, and also the film crew from Wyddfa. Every single one of these guys is hooked up to internet from space right now. There you can see everyone's clothes. We've been up here for quite a few hours and it's very, very cold and wet. I'm just going to ask the guys if they've got any more questions, and if you've got any more questions, stick them in, and then we'll wrap it up because I need to warm my hands up. 2 more questions. Right, this is, I've got one from you guys and I've got one from the team, which I'm just about to be told. Right, okay. Right, so 2 final questions before we go and everyone gets warmed up. Is a gaming one, can you game on this connection? And the answer is yes. It's the exact same as any other connection that you want to use, but obviously this is quite high speed, low latency. So if you are wanting to game from remote corners of the world, then this bit of kit is good. And also the antenna here for the system is made by the guys at Meta, which are these guys. So that's probably it. I'm going to wrap up there. But again, OneWeb, this is the terminal here. This is the movable terminal that we've been testing and doing a proof of concept in the realm of search and rescue, international search and rescue. So we've got the team up here again, OneWeb. We've got Team Nuevo over there, Brennan guys looking after our safety, and the Chimesta guys. So from here up on in the Snowdon National Park, we'll all be checking out, going to get a couple of